Should I become a York residential dealer? Today I'm answering a question from a member. The question was, hey, I'm an HVAC contractor. I'm thinking about becoming a York residential dealer, and I want to know about the quality of their equipment. Also want to know about microchannel coils. Is there non-stop leaks that are happening in the field that have to be fixed? I'm going to get to that later on in today's video, but I'm going to answer that question first. Should I be a residential York dealer? Today I'm going to show you a piece of equipment that we actually replaced today. I'm going to take you to the job, show you the new equipment, but first I'm going to talk about this equipment, and then I'm going to try to go get a testimony from the homeowner and actually ask, how was your experience? I'm also going to tell you about what my distributor did to help me with this new equipment that we just installed and what they actually did for me. So let me show you this equipment, talk about it, and then we're probably going to go to the job, look at the new equipment, and talk to the homeowner. You're watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad. Hit the like button, subscribe, and smash that bell. Ding! Let's get started. This right here is what we call the scrap yard. And all the old pieces of equipment that we take out, we usually separate the copper coils and the copper from the metal, and then we load the metal into that hopper. And then the recycling company, the metal recycling company, comes and picks up that hopper, and we scrap the metal unless the homeowner actually wants the old equipment, and then we just leave it and we put it wherever they want it. This right here is the old York unit that we took out this morning. I'm going to go to the job, show you the new one, but I want to give you some history. This unit is 11 years old, and the reason that we replaced it is because it's out of warranty. It had a York comfort plan, so we sold a labor plan, and York actually paid for all of the labor that was associated with all the parts that failed on this piece of equipment. And I'm going to go over that because I got a piece of paper with all of the claims. There were 8 claims on this piece of equipment, and I'm going to talk about the parts that we had to replace. Then we're going to go talk to Miss Glenna. So 11-year-old unit. It's got a bad compressor right now, and my distributor gave us, our company, because we're a residential York dealer, we're commercial York as well, they gave us $500 off the new 14-SEER piece of equipment that we sold to Miss Glenna. So this right here is a 16-SEER unit. And let's go take a look at the claims. There are no microchannel coils on this older package heat pump made by York. It is a copper outdoor and indoor coil. I've got a list of claims here. We got 8 total claims. Unit was installed in 2012. Shortly after, we replaced the evaporator coil. See that, 2013. But we actually replaced this evaporator coil 3 times. You can see that. So we replaced the evaporator coil 3 times. We replaced the compressor twice. We replaced the TXV twice. We replaced the defrost board, which is back here, twice. We replaced the CFM board, and we've got 8 total claims. So take a minute, pause the video if you want to read through this. This unit's 11 years old, and the reason we're replacing it is because the compressor's bad, of course. So compressor's bad. Distributor gave us $500 off the price of this equipment, which is very nice. Glad they did that. The thing that is most important about all these claims and having to do all this work, let me talk to you about it. The most important thing that we did when we sold this equipment to Miss Glenna is we included a labor warranty. And that was through York. It was called a York Comfort Plan. And because we included that labor warranty, the customer, Glenna, did not have to come out of pocket for any of the repairs. That means those compressors, those evaporator coils, those control boards, those motors. She did not have to pay for any of that labor, any of those parts, any of the refrigerant, and that is super important. So if there is a labor warranty that you can include for your equipment when you sell it, please do it. You will not regret it, because your customer will be happy not having to have you out after the 3rd or 4th time and having to pay for it. Then you will be thankful. When equipment breaks down multiple times and you're having to make multiple trips out to a customer's house to fix the unit, the customer's already not happy. But when you don't have a labor warranty, and the customer's having to pay for multiple trips to have you install multiple parts, the customer's really not happy then. Make sure you have a good labor warranty. Let's go to the house, take a look at the new equipment, and take a look at the design compared to the old one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Old versus new. You think this one's gonna be more reliable? Let me know. I have installed several new York residential pieces of equipment. I've also installed some commercial, and there are some major differences, and I hope to have a major difference in reliability. So let's go take a look at the new one. We're at the house here looking at the new unit, and Glenna is actually unsure that it's working because she says the temperature in the house is rising. So I'm hoping we don't have a problem first day. If we do, I hope it is operator error. But let me show you the install, and then I'm going to start taking it apart and make sure it's working properly, because I have not been here yet to commission the equipment. All right, so new unit. We got a different design than that old style. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's pumping out some water, and it's probably working. She's probably just gun shy. She's probably just worried because of all the issues that she had with the previous equipment. So I'm gonna take it apart, take a look. I've got Glenna right here beside me, and she's got a new package heat pump. And today I'm gonna ask her experience about the old one. So first question, Glenna, first question is, how long did you have the old piece of equipment?
About 10 years.
About 10 years, all right. And how many times do you think we worked on it?
Oh gosh, at least 8 or 10.
8 or 10 times, okay, got
Yep.
it. Did you ever not have air conditioning because of a failure of a part?
Yes.
Did you ever not have heat because of a failure of a part?
Yes.
Okay, and that's been the most recent was the
Yes.
compressor failed.
Yes.
And I actually looked up the claims, and there were about 8 claims, and we replaced the compressor, I think twice. We replaced fan motors, we replaced control boards, we replaced 3 indoor evaporator coils, and we replaced TXVs. So there was a lot of part failures. You chose to go back with a new unit. Let me ask you why you chose to go back with York. What was the reason why? Because of us?
Because of Fuller's is the only
Okay,
reason.
so it's because of our company, it's because of the
Yes.
service we offer.
Yes.
Okay, all right, got it. So was this an easy decision for you to go back with York?
I don't know. I've been kind of scared.
You're being scared, okay.
I was scared to go back, afraid I'd get another bad one.
I got you. I understand. And the distributor decided to give $500 off, and I'm explaining in this video here in just a minute. I'm going to talk to you about distributors and brands, but I want to get the testimony. So you were scared to get another one. You got $500 off. That was a little bit more of an incentive. Let me ask you this. If you have the same experience, will you regret this decision?
Most definitely.
All right. And if you do have part failures, do you think that the company that you've chosen to go with is going to be here for you?
Yes, I always have.
Always have, always will. Yeah. So I did have to work on this equipment a lot. How many different technicians were out here to work on this?
Gosh, I don't know. I can't even keep up with them.
More than 2?
Yes.
More than
some
3?
of them's not even with the company anymore.
That's correct. Yeah, you're right. So more than 2 or 3 people. Can you remember during the times where you didn't have heat, was there snow on the ground?
That's when we had the bad snow, and I was without heat we had that ice storm, and I was without heat for about a week. A little over a week.
Okay, so ice storm, got it. So what about summertime? Do you remember when you didn't have air conditioning, was it 90 plus?
Yes.
Okay, 90 plus, got it. So hoping this is going to be a good decision. Going to check out the equipment, make sure everything's working properly. Your fingers are crossed, right? You're hoping. All right, I hope it's a good decision as well. I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to get on the phone with you. What about customer relations? How was that? You did get a number to call customer relations. We got that from the distributor. How was talking to customer relations for York?
They were good.
They were good. They were
Very good.
pleasant. Okay.
Yes, very good.
And whenever that you talked to them, what did they recommend that you do after the conversation was over?
They recommended that I call you.
That's correct.
The Fullers.
That's right. So you called, or you told me to call customer relations.
Yes.
We called a few times, couldn't get a hold of them. Hour wait. Then one morning I came in early and I got on the phone with them after about 10 minutes. They explained to me that they couldn't support me. I would have to have the distributor call them. And that's when the distributor called and they got back with us, the dealer, and said that the York wasn't going to support us on this because it was over 10 years old. And they said that if we would have contacted them during the warranty period, then they would have probably done something. However, you had a York Comfort plan that we sold you.
Yes.
So you didn't actually have to come out of pocket. Let me ask you this question. If you'd have had to pay for all of those part failures, could you have been able to afford that?
No.
No, you could not have.
No.
Let me ask you this question. About 6 months ago, which is right after the 10-year labor plan was over, we had an outdoor fan motor that had a module that failed. I came out, I installed what? A cheaper motor for you.
Yes, you did.
And I think it was like what, 200, 300 bucks?
Yeah, it was $300 labor.
Yeah, labor and all. But the reason I did that was because why? The motor cost like $1,000. So, but you couldn't afford that at the time. That's just, it's ridiculous. It's a lot of money for a motor with a module. So, your experience with York, good or bad so far? Good or bad?
Bad so far.
Bad so far.
Very bad.
All right. And after experiencing that for the last 10 years, would you recommend York?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Okay, got it. Hey, we just want honesty. That's what we
That's
want.
what I'm giving
So,
you is honesty now.
thank you very much, Glenna. Really appreciate
Are
you
gonna
talking to
send
me
this
right
the
now.
people?
Am I going to send this to the people?
Yes.
I am going
I
to
mean,
put
you're
this
making
video.
So what
I
are you
am.
gonna do with it?
And what am I going to do with it? I'm going to put it on YouTube.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
I was wondering what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on
Unless you're
YouTube.
gonna send it to the company, or how you just gonna do this?
No, I'll just put it on YouTube.
You ain't got us on there now, have you?
Yeah, I do.
Still
Right now we're
talking?
talking. Yeah.
I didn't want us to do it while we're still talking.
Okay, we won't do it no more.
No, don't.
Glenna's got a good question for me. Go ahead, Glenna.
Tad, why do you stay with York?
Why do I
If
stay
you're
with
having bad trouble like my unit has been?
Why do I stay with York?
Yes.
Because whenever you choose a brand, you don't choose a brand, you choose a distributor. Because you don't get support from the brand or the manufacturer. You have a middleman, and the middleman helps you. So the distributor that I have is very reliable. We have good support from them, and that's the reason that I stick with the distributor, not the brand. Pressures look really good. I'm going to check the static pressure, check the airflow, the CFM, check the temperature split, make sure that Glenna is in good shape. But the unit's working really well. So we got an aluminum coil here, and we've got a copper coil here. So no micro channel. LG compressor. Also, reversing valve's in a good spot. At least it's easier to replace. It's not tucked away in some compartment. That's nice. Let's talk about distributors for a moment. Let's talk about how to find the right distributor for your company. Distributors have ways of supporting dealers. Not all distributors are the same, and there are certain things that distributors should have so that you have the right support. What are those things? The first thing is a representative from their company that visits your office on a daily basis or regular basis, like every week, every 2 weeks, every month, depending on what your needs are. You have that representative that not only has price books, has bulletins, has information for you about different pieces of equipment so that they can support you. And they're there to represent the company, the distributor, and they're also there so that if you have a question, you have a concern, you have a warranty claim, you have an issue, that they're there to work with you, to help you, to support you. Usually it's called a TM, territorial manager, and all distributors should have TMs. The second thing that they should have is an FSR, a field service rep. Field service reps are there for tech support, so that whenever you call for tech support, you're usually calling an FSR at a distributor, and usually that FSR is able to help you over the phone, or they're able to help you on site, whatever your needs may be. So distributors should also have some type of training that they offer at one of their locations. They should have a training facility, they should have a training lab, and they should offer training. That way they can familiarize you with the brand's residential or commercial equipment and how it's installed and what types of tools that you may use whenever you're commissioning that equipment. They should offer training. And if the distributor doesn't have a field service rep, they don't have training, they don't have a TM or some representative that can come to your office where you're located on a regular basis to help support you, then that's probably not the right distributor for you, and you should find another. But what I would definitely recommend is that wherever you're located, I would find out who the distributors are. I would give them a call and I would ask them these questions. Hey, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? And if they do, then go visit and go find out what brand. And now I'm going to talk about what you should do if you end up choosing a distributor, you end up choosing a brand, how to be best prepared to actually install and to work on that piece of equipment. What you should do whenever you choose a brand, a distributor, a piece of equipment that you're going to choose to install, you should get every installation manual for every piece of equipment that you plan on selling, that you plan on installing. And you should read that manual, those manuals, front to back. That way, you know how to install the equipment properly. That way, you know how to work on the equipment properly. That way, you don't have as many mistakes. So definitely read the manual. I want to talk about tech support really quickly here. York and Samsung are my two major brands. And I have called both York Tech Support and Samsung Tech Support, and they have great people. Great people. York Tech Support and Samsung Tech Support. They are great. Just want to say that. Also want to say that tech support should be your last resort, right? You've already done the footwork. You got your gauges, you got your meter, you got all your tools, you did all your readings, and you've already done all the footwork. Make sure you do that before you ever call tech support, because tech support is a last resort. So you've read the manuals, you got all your tools out, you checked everything, you cannot figure out what's wrong with the unit, so then you call tech support. But just want to say, York Tech Support, great. Samsung, great as well. A couple things you might want to know about the install of the old equipment versus the new and the pricing. I just left Glenna's house. She asked if I could wait until Friday before I billed her for this equipment because she wants to wait a few days and make sure it works before she pays me, which is totally normal in this situation for these circumstances because she's nervous about having this equipment. So I said, perfectly fine. She bought the equipment in 2012 from our company. It was around $7,000 for a 16 SEER unit, 4-ton, and some ductwork. We had to install, I think, about 30 or 40 foot of ductwork, so it's about $7,000, $7,100. And today we installed a new 4-ton, 14 SEER piece of equipment, and it was $6,800. So you can see how the pricing has changed and it's much more expensive. She said that the warranty that she bought through York was about $350, and now we offer a warranty in-house, and it's a 10-year labor warranty just like what York Comfort Plan was, and it's $675. So you can see how pricing has changed so much and how it's much more expensive to get equipment now and labor warranties. I want to tell you that if you offer good service, no matter what types of problems you have, no matter how many problems you have, the customer will keep going with you. You might have to sell a different brand, but if you offer good service, they will not forget that. They will go with you because they don't want to be left in a bad situation with a new piece of equipment with part failures and nobody there to help them. So offer good service, do the best you can. The customer will remember. Microchannel coil versus copper coil. What's the difference? What's my experience? I've got a video down in the link in the description. Go check that out if you want to learn more about the differences and my experience with those two different types of coils. Hit the like button, subscribe, and smash that bell ding before you leave so you know what I'm doing. If you want help with your project, you want tech support, you need advice, click the join button, become a member. Let me know in the comments when you joined, and I will give you my email so that can get you contact with me. If you want to check out my members only videos, click the level 3 membership, join, become a level 3 member. You can see all those videos. You want my email, level 1. You want my phone number, level 4. You want to be a client? Go check out those membership levels. Thank you so much for watching. You got a question? Put it down in the comments. If you learned something, let me know what you learned. Remember, offer a labor warranty. Remember, the customer will remember the hard work, the service that you provided if you provided good service for them. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And this video was brought to you by a member. So thank you so much to my member who asked the question, because this question became content. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.